Alright guys, welcome back to Comic Universe, the only nerd-centric thing in your life, and DPZ rolling solo again. But this time, I'm going to be doing a big review on Marvel Netflix's newest season of Daredevil. I know we've been kind of lacking here on the Marvel Netflix shows. I mean, I think the last time we did a Marvel Netflix review was... Did we do Iron Fist Season 2? Because did Jay do that, or was that on his channel? I can't remember. But the last time I did a review with somebody was with me and C-Dubs did Jessica Jones Season 2. Which, looking back, by the way, man, that does not hold up. That just does not hold up. But you know what does hold up? This fucking season of Daredevil. Oh my god, this felt really good. I know some people were like, really half and half on Season 2, and for the most part of a lot of the Marvel Netflix since Daredevil Season 2 have been like, oh, it's good, or really bad, it's really in between. But, yeah, here it feels like we've gone back to basics. It really feels like we've gone back, even with the black suit Daredevil, you know, we've got the Year One costume. There's so much in here that is so good. And, yeah. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to state that I'm not... Since this show is still... it has just come out as of this recording, I'm not going to spoil too much. I will talk about some minor spoilers here and there, but I'm not going to go too in-depth with this review. I'm not going to go, like... I'm not going to talk about everything that happened because, yeah, some things happened, guys, that we need to still process. But, yeah... I'm sold. I'm really sold. Like I said, it's a neat back to basics kind of show. Like I said, oh, by the way, not going to spoil anything too major, but if you don't, yeah, minor spoilers, but it's just going to be for story-wise. I'm not going to talk about some of the heavier shit we saw, because you kind of need to experience that for yourself. But yeah, we kind of need to talk about some other stuff in here. Now, what I like about this is that we really get to see Matt Murdock at the bottom of the barrel. This does really take a lot of influence from Born Again. This takes some major influence from Born Again, and it shows. It really does show. Like there are some moments in here that are straight out of, especially one moment in particular where it's like straight out of Born Again, of the Born Again storyline, and it does. There is bits and pieces of Guardian Devil in there too. There's a lot in here that really takes influence. Like this is exactly what I thought the show was going to be, like a amalgam of Guardian Devil meets Born Again, and it works really seamlessly. I like Charlie Cox still continues to kill it as Daredevil. He's still he's still like the perfect Matt Murdock. And the storyline of where we go with Matt Murdock's character is amazing. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a great little, it's a great character's piece of where he goes and where he is at the end of the show. He is definitely, just, when you think Daredevil, you think Charlie Cox at this point. Like, Ben who? Yeah, that's right. Ben who? And same for the rest of the cast. Of course, Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk still shows of why he's considered one of the best, if not the best, villain in the MCU, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Even if it is in Netflix, and I think we can all agree that the Netflix shows are really discounting a lot of the stuff in the MCU because, yeah, a certain snap didn't feel like it was mentioned. Anyway, so, where was I going with this? Anyway, so like I said, Daredevil's really good. I really like Karen Page as a character, and as well as Foggy. Foggy's probably one of my favorite characters in the show, because of just how, like, lighthearted he tries to be, but when shit gets serious, it gets really serious. And again, I like the story of where they go with Karen, of being like, yeah, no, I'm so fucking done of working with Matt Murdock, but I can't keep, you know, him and Matt... Because this season especially, really shows for both Karen and Foggy that Matt is just a toxic person. He doesn't try to be, but he really does show that he can be a toxic person to be around. That Matt can destroy your life even when, even when he's not around. And again, I really like that they show that Matt Murdock, while he has good intentions, he still has a tendency to destroy everything he touches, even when he's trying to do the right thing. Very much like, to quote Joker, you still win, and you still find a way to win, but everybody still loses. That's Matt Murdock's life on a whole. That is essentially it. Anyway, so I think that the show... Oh, actually, you know what we should talk about? The action. The action in this show. Oh my god. If you thought, the fights, if it's one thing Daredevil's good at, it's really well choreographed fight sequences, and it shows here. Like, there's one scene in the jail cell where it's coming, and I couldn't help but say, hallway fight! Like I'm the junior high school kid who's about to watch shit go down in the hallways. That's what I think. That's what I thought, because man, and that fight between Matt and the three inmates at the start of that whole sequence in the jail, yeah, that thing felt like the fight sequence in the hallway fight scene, excuse me, from the first season. You feel every punch, every hit. Like, it doesn't feel like this well choreographed dance, although it does kind of get there in some points, but it feels like just four people beating the shit out of each other. It really does. It really does feel like people are just breaking bones when they, are hitting each other. God damn. Also, I love there's a few little nods to Frank Miller, because again, this does take elements of Born Again. I love there's a moment where Fisk's lawyer is after they try to drown him in the car, much like they did in the comic, where basically what happens is that Fisk's lawyer, who I guess they're trying to have as Wesley too, since they killed him in season 1. They killed Wesley in season 1, so I guess he's the new Wesley, where he's like, there is no corpse. And then he repeats, there is no corpse, much like in what Frank Miller likes to do in his comics, where he likes to repeat the same sentence over and over again. And he says there's no corpse the second time. He's like, I heard you the first time. Oh man, that was there's a few other little jabs at Miller in here, but yeah. So I really dug that, and I dug how we made a direct reference to one of the best scenes in Born Again. And like I said, Fisk Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk is awesome. He continues to show of why he is a threat. He's managed to pull strings on the FBI. Everyone is part of his little web. Every little thread is under his control. Especially counting another villain we had in this show. That's right, Bullseye, motherfuckers! Bullseye! And goddamn, Bullseye in here is fucking terrifying. They built him... Now, keep in mind that Bullseye in this version, was an agent of the FBI. And that's not too far from what he was. In Bullseye's greatest hits, he did do... wet work for the government before he became Bullseye. So that's not too far off from Bullseye's... him being an agent is not too far off from what he was in the comics. They do call him Poindexter, even though in the comics his name is Lester. We do the whole point is, you don't know much about Bullseye, and his whole life is kind of just really fucked up. Excuse me, I'm getting mountains of texts. Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, where was I going? Anyway, so yeah, Bullseye in here, and the storyline of what they do in here of showing that, yeah, Bullseye's mentality is hanging on by a fucking thread. And I also like how they kind of mix the storyline in Born Again, where they had that mental patient dressed up as Daredevil to further ruin Daredevil's name, as well as Matt Murdock's. and how they play it with Bullseye and kind of mix the two story, the Bullseye character and the mental patient from the Born Again storyline and mix it into one thing. It's not really much of a spoiler because, yeah, we saw that in the trailer for the, for the season. So I did like that. Bullseye definitely does steal the show in terms of action, as does Fisk. And yeah, there's some great dramatic moments. There's also, at the beginning especially, with Maggie and Matt hanging out, and yeah, I like how that story progressed. Oh my god, this season was such a, I feel like Daredevil Season 3 was like an apology note for everything we've had, prior to, post-Defenders. Like, even Defenders I look back on and like, man, there are some problems here. All the shit we had with the other, love or hate with Netflix season, the other Marvel Netflix stuff. I liked Luke Cage Season 2. I dug it, but there were some problems here and there. Same with Jessica Jones, I look back on it, and now I kind of see all the flaws. Iron Fist Season 2 was fine. I don't know if that warranted a cancellation, but maybe now we can have Luke Cage and Iron Fist as a Netflix show. That'd be nice. But Daredevil Season 3, yeah, this shit right here proves that, Marvel Netflix is still trucking along nicely. Storyline, action, everything you wanted. This was great. I highly recommend this, guys. So, yeah. So you guys tell us in the comments below, what did you guys think of Daredevil Season 3? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let us know here on the Universe, and if you're new here, remember to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and share with your friends and family, and see you once more in the Universe.